Hey family, welcome to Love Samantha Lee, the More Than Just Pretty podcast. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite platform, I'm so glad you're here. We keep it real about love, faith, and life. Are you ready? Let's get into it. What's up, family? It's your girl Samantha Lee, and I'm back with another episode. And today's episode is going to be called Live or Exist, You Choose. Now, I'm praying that this episode goes all the way through without a hitch. It will be one of my shorter ones because, well, I'm going to let the Spirit lead. It is what it is. I'm going to let the Spirit lead, and if I got to re-record it, I will. It's not that deep. But anyway, I just want to first say welcome to everybody that's joining me today. I want to thank everybody that supports me. Like, before I even get into this episode, thank you guys. Y'all do not know with these comments. Like, I just got a comment today, y'all, and it filled me up in such a way. Like, it was like, okay, God, I'm in purpose, and God has just given me a lot of like God winks, like, okay, you're moving in the right way, you're moving in the right direction. And I'm very grateful for that, because this entire situation is scary, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. But I called this episode, or I'm calling this episode, Live or Exist, You Choose, because I want to talk a little bit further about what God has downloaded to me in this season, where if you guys see my background, I'm in transition. I started out at my apartment, or my spot. It was an apartment, but my previous spot. And then now I'm here, and I will be transitioning to a new world, moving to another state. I feel it's a complete Abraham journey. It is a faith move of faith moves. I have not made this big of a faith move in my life, but I am trusting God, and I know that He is with me. Like, I know that God is in this. And so I feel really, there's days where I feel so excited about it. There's days where I'm like, okay, Sam, what are you about to do? And then there's other days where, I don't feel anything about it. Like, it's just, I have just a lot of peace about it. When I don't think about it, I have a lot of peace about it. But the enemy will give you the what ifs. And there's days where I entertain the what ifs, and there's days where I don't. But I want to paint a realistic picture, because sometimes we don't see the process. We just see the final result. Like, okay, then they done made it. They on somebody's TV, and they went to Hollywood with $10 in their pocket. Or, oh, they, were, I don't know. Like, they were playing with, basketball in the backyard with a wagon, and now they, a top 5 NBA player. I don't know. Like, you don't get to see the journey. You just hear about it on the other side. And I really wanted to paint a picture, because I don't think in America that we see a real, authentic walk with God. I didn't know what it really took to walk with God. Let's be clear. I thought I've been walking with Him this whole time. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I was really like that. I believe I was a Christian, but I've been lukewarm most of my life. That's the truth. Because where I'm at today, and what God has called me to, and what He's revealed to me in this time, your life changes. When you encounter Christ for real, your life inevitably changes. It changes. You can't live it the same. And I've been in this journey now with God for almost 9 months, in this leg of the journey, and He is now calling me to a whole new world. And so I want to be transparent about what God is downloading, what I am facing, and how I am maneuvering the transition. So that's today's episode. Again, my name is Samantha Lee. If you guys like the content I put out, I try to be unapologetically myself on these episodes. I don't try to do too much. It's real. And I want everything that I put out to be real, not fanciful, not orchestrated. No, I want to be real. I want to commit my brand and who I am in being genuine, authentic, and true to where I'm at, true to my season. And so that is what this is about. Okay. So again, thank you to everybody that supports, that likes, that comments, that subscribe to my channel. I thank y'all. I could not do this without you guys. And sometimes y'all don't even understand the support, the comments, the things that you guys say to me. Sometimes, no, y'all. Some of y'all be acting up. But some of y'all be saying some things that just, it gives me oxygen on days where I need it. And I appreciate that. So today's episode is Live or Exist, You Choose. And this is something God has downloaded to me in this season because I've noticed that a lot of us are just choosing to exist, merely exist, when God has given us the ability to live life and live it more abundantly. But the only way that you are able to access living is by taking risks, by walking in faith. And so much of us are crippled by fear that we do not walk in faith. And some of our answered prayers are on the other side of a faith move. I know for me personally, that is where God has had me in this season. On the other side of me being obedient, an answered prayer happened. We participate in miracles. Miracles don't just happen. Nowhere in the Bible. You had to go to Jesus. You had to present yourself before him. There was work, there was a collaboration that came in with a miracle. And that is the same today. There was a move of faith I had to take, and God met me. Move of faith, God met me. Move of faith, God met me. And I'm here to tell you that in this last 9 months of my life, or 8 months of my life, I have never experienced God the way I'm experiencing him today. Never. This is the most authentic walk with God I've ever had. And I'm here to tell you, he is very, very real. We have a very real God, and there's a very real spiritual world. And there's a very real war going on in that spiritual world. And we're seeing some of the rumblings of that in our world today. So, live or exist, you choose. I say this to say because a lot of us, including myself, we allow the what-ifs to come into our mind, and it keeps us in places that God is calling us out of. Because when God calls us out of the boat, we have no idea whether we're going to sink or whether we're going to swim. We just know that God is calling us out of the boat. And I know that for me specifically in this journey, y'all, it's been one of the hardest things because I'm a planner. I like to have control. I like to know what's going on. I like to know when I'm in the car, when we gonna get there. I like to know, are we gonna get there? Are we gonna be there for 5 minutes? We're gonna be there for 30. Are we gonna be there for an hour? How long are we gonna be there? Who's gonna be there? I am a planner. And so in this season of my life, I've had to abandon that. I've had to put that to the side in order for me to really experience God the way that I am. He's had to break me of the need for control because it stemmed from core wounds of not being in control. That family, a lot of our behavior is not just, oh, this is just who I am. It's a response to trauma. Whether you recognize the trauma in the moment or not, it's all of our responses. We've made our personality, and it's not our personality. It's trauma. It's trauma that's being played out in our lives. And in this journey, God has revealed to me that a lot of what I just said or passed off as my personality are fear, things that I created from trauma, that I have this fear of, what if this happens again? And so I tap dance and manipulate things so that I'm not in a position of being hurt again or being disappointed. And that kept me in a box, that kept me in a platinum prison, not able to experience promise because I wasn't willing to leave my cage. And so I'm going to say it again. We have a choice in this life to either live or exist. Existing is living beneath all that God has for you in this life. And that's because some of us allow our fear, our trauma, other people. We allow whatever circumstances we face. We allow the fact that we don't see the answer. We don't see, God is telling us to leave something, but we don't see the next thing. So we're hesitant to leave what we know to explore the unknown. The unknown is like the scariest thing for all of us. It's scary for me. I'm sitting here, y'all, and I'm going to be so transparent with y'all on this episode. It's hard. Like, because I've never left a state like this. Not like this. No. I left last time I was married. Now I'm leaving the state. And it's not because I'm married. It's not because it's because God is calling me out. God, like he did Abraham, is calling me out of my land and showing me a land I will know. Like I don't know this land. I've never been, never been to this part of the world, So it's like, it's exciting. But if I allowed the what ifs to paralyze me, I wouldn't be in the alignment that I am with my God, and I wouldn't be putting myself in the position to receive purpose. And that's the thing, family. The enemy is a great illusionist. He makes these fears come to life in our mind, and those fears paralyze us. He creates an illusion that keeps you stagnant. That's the whole point. It's false evidence appearing real. We allow this fear to keep us in this little box. And the reality is, family, what are we afraid of? Like some of us, it might be moving on a relationship you want to be in. Like, okay, I want to be married and all these things, but you're not willing to put yourself out there. I want this companionship, but I'm so afraid of companionship because of my past that I'm not willing to put myself out there. But deep down inside, you look at the other side of the bed. Come on, guys. This is not just for ladies. You look over to the other side of the bed and you want somebody there. Don't look at me crazy. You desire that, you long for that companionship. Somebody that you can walk through life with. But you allow the fear from the past, maybe your mistakes or somebody else's mistakes, to keep you paralyzed. I know for me personally, I'm a perfectionist. So like because I want so badly to make the right decision, I don't make a decision. I remember talking to a woman, and she was telling me that she doesn't teach her kids to make the right decision. She teaches them to make a decision because sometimes we just got to make a decision. She was like, we spend so much time trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And then we just stay in this place of indecisiveness and we go nowhere. And I was like, man, that's deep. She's like, yeah, just make a decision. If it's a wrong, you got breath in your body. There's time. You can make it right. But a lot of us, because we're so afraid of that, we just stay where we are. And where we are is not the position for promise. Promise is on the other side of a faith move. Promise is on the other side of a faith move. If God is putting something on your spirit, you move on it. And I'm saying that from experience, family, because a lot in the very beginning, I was so afraid, like, God, if I do this, what are you and it took time after time to see he's faithful. He's faithful. He's faithful. He's not going to show up when I want him to. Sometimes he shows up early. Sometimes he shows up late. Sometimes he's not even, I'm thinking that it needs to be this day. And then he moves the date. Like, it's like God just does God things. He just moves according to his will and his way. And the biggest aspect that I can really drill into you today is we can choose in this life, whatever time we have left, we can choose to stay in the boat and watch other people walk on water, or you can decide to get up out the boat and meet Jesus on the water. That's up to you, but you have the same opportunity. You can live life in the boat and be a spectator and watch everybody else accomplish their dreams and watch everybody else accomplish legacy or do whatever they've been called to do in this life through their creator. You watch other people reach purpose while you sitting there I want to, but what if? Then what ifs be what ifing. And we don't have the discipline to say, shut up. We don't have the discipline to say, forget the what ifs. I live one time. I only have one shot at this thing. Why will I allow a what if to stop me? Why will I allow this appearance of this outcome to stop me? I only have so much time. Family, we don't live with the reality of our life. That's the truth. We don't live with a reality of we don't have that much time. So we live in this like, oh, what about my savings? What about this? What about that? What about this? What about? And it's like, okay, I was just watching this interview where they're talking about how people that billionaires have passed away. They've got billions of dollars that they have not touched, and they pass away, and they are now having to allocate it to their family, but they never touched it. They stored up these riches on earth for them to leave the planet, and that's it. And we can talk about riches in a monetary, financial sense, but there's riches that are deep inside of you. There are dreams, there are goals, there are things that God has put inside you to do. That is riches. There's a treasure box on the inside of you. And the only way you're able to unlock it is by walking in faith, taking the risk. Like I know they were talking about somebody who passed on, again, a billionaire. He had no kids, no family. So I think at that point, it goes to the state. You spend all this time allocating all these resources. You have no kids, no family, no nothing. Family, this is what we don't understand. We're here to create legacy. We're here to tap into purpose. We're here to give glory to God. That is the point of this life. It's not about me, and it's not about you. And when we live for ourselves, it's actually empty. Like I know for me, I've gotten to a place where God has kind of broken me out of some ways I had. And when I stopped being as self-focused and started thinking about what other people need from me and like helping them versus like thinking about me, what do I need? What's going on with me? I started looking outside of myself. I started being able to like, oh, give somebody a compliment. Like now I just be randomly giving people compliments. Like, and it just seeing their reaction, I see how it like brought their shoulders, they get their shoulders up and they're like, ooh, okay. Like they feel good about themselves. Just giving a compliment. Like sometimes we're so in our heads that we don't even see the opportunities before us that God can use us in small ways to bless somebody else. God is not going to bless you just for you. He's going to bless you to bless others. And again, family, I know this topic is like harder to speak on because we don't want to talk about like dying and life and the brevity of it and life is a vapor, but it's real. And I think our culture puts out this image like we just got so much time and we don't. It's an illusion. I mean, you see what's happening in the world today. It's an illusion. What are you going to do with the time that you have? Are you going to hide? Are you going to say, oh, I'm so scared. I don't know. I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be disappointed. I'm not. What if? I was talking to my dad the other day. I'm going to be honest. Talking to my dad, and my dad, of course, is concerned and, is wanting to check in with me. And I just said, Dad, take up your concerns with the Lord. He's the one who called me. Like, I understand you wanting to communicate worry. My dad, like, he's a worrier. But he said, I know worry is a sin of not trusting God. I said, yes, there you go. Like, you got to take that up with my boss. Like, if you're afraid of what I got going on, talk to him about it. Pray to him about it. Speak to him about it. He will give you wisdom. Like, I know when people have sought the Lord on my behalf on certain topics because they'll come back and they'll say something only God could have told them. Something that he told me in my private time. So when people come at me with worry, I can't even allow that in my ear at this point because I know where I'm at is sensitive. Like I'm in this incubator time, and there's opposition when you are trying to do something that God is calling you to. Do not think it's going to be easy. The sign that there's of obstacles is not the sign that you did the wrong thing. The sign of obstacles is that you did the right thing. Now, in certain contexts, not all contexts, okay? But what I have found is that when God is calling you to something, you're going to face opposition to get there. It just is what it is, because whatever you're set to accomplish is for kingdom. Last thing the enemy wants is for the kingdom to grow, to flourish, to become. So he is going to send opposition. He is going to manipulate and do things to try to stagnate you, delay you, not by him actually being able to delay you, by him putting something before you that delays you. Because you're not walking with God, or you get lost in the moment and now you're set back. He's conniving, y'all. I'm just putting y'all on game. I used to have the mentality, all these obstacles mean this can't be God. Now, in some instances, that's true. But one way I know it is God is that ultimately his will be done. As long as I'm being obedient, and obedient a lot of times is I trust God. Like, I'm not giving up. Like, I'm not leaving where God has put me. I'm not leaving that. I'm not leaving it. I may go through warfare. I may have to cry. I may have to write 17 journal entries. I might have to read 17 Bible stories. I might have to do a lot of different things. But one thing I'm not going to do is abandon my allegiance to what God has called me to. And that is hard. There are days where it's hard, and it's not because it's actually hard. The mental warfare be so crazy, because it's like, what if? And then I'm at the end of it, I'm like, God, please, if this isn't you, blah, blah, blah. And then he'll confirm it. Because he's a good father. He knows when I really need it and when I don't need it. He'll confirm it through a friend. My friend will have a dream. I'll wake up at a time. God confirms his word. But sometimes we expect it to be easy, and it's not easy. And that's the problem what I see with the church. This faith walk is not easy. Why is it not easy? Because you do not see. You're not seeing in the physical what you believe God has promised you. You don't see it. You don't see it until you see it. And so in the meantime, between you seeing it and he telling you, you don't, y'all, it's hard. It's hard. You know, people picking up that now, I don't know if they had a relationship with God when they did it or what their relationship with God is, but picking up and moving to go to another state with the hopes of accomplishing your dreams, that's not easy. That is hard. Leaving everything you know to pursue your dream in a land you don't know. That is not easy. It's not. But we see time and time again, those acts of faith are often rewarded. So family, that's why I titled this episode, Live or Exist, You Choose. Because a lot of us live in our own platinum prison. Platinum prison we put ourselves in. Afraid of this. What if this? What if that? What if that? What if? And you know God is calling you out of this or out of that. You know God is calling you into this or into that. You know it. But because of your fear that you have the loudest voice in your mind, every decision you make, you back and forth. You all over the place. You blow like the wind. One day you doing this. One day you doing that. One day you doing this. You're all over the place. And that's because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I can tell where you are with God by how you make your decisions. Because God is consistent. He's consistent. Like every time God has called me to do something, he'll have me look at it. I'll look at it. I take certain faith steps, and then it happens. He doesn't play around. He's not He don't be mincing words. He don't be wasting time. No, he's like, okay, I'm bringing you around this, and then bam. But again, there's a track record that's developed before he puts you into bigger things or makes you lead bigger things. There's a process to it. And this journey, again, is not like regular, what we see today, I'm telling you, and this has been my biggest thing. In the church, we're not seeing real faith. If we're being honest, we're not seeing real leaders either. There's a lot that's going on in the church, and that I believe God is grieved about, because it's so much deception. Like, even in a place where we're supposed to be worshiping God, there's so much deception. And it's hard because a lot of people are like, oh, just go to church. But now you're not even safe spiritually at church. You don't know who's feeding you. And because we don't know our word, or because we don't have this relationship with God, we're deceived. We're deceived. So why do I do this channel? Why am I doing this? Because I don't want you to be deceived. This faith walk is not easy. You can't just live any way you want to live and call yourself a Christian. I'm sorry. It's just not how this works. There is a cost to your walk. There's a cost with doing it the other way too. It's an even more expensive cost. It's a front end. It's almost like you got to look at it like, with God, it's delayed gratification, and then bam, increase. With the enemy, it's immediate increase, long-term desolation. Like, yeah, you'll be up here for a minute, but it's going to cost you something. Convenience costs, always does, even with Instacart. Convenience costs. And a lot of people, they don't want to wait. I get it, because family, I struggle with waiting too. It's hard. It's hard. But when I worship my way through, when I like think about the goodness of God, like today, y'all, family, I'm leaving something behind, and this was like the last day of it, and on Friday it was sad. I had a moment, and I'm like, God, I hope that I'm hearing you well, right? I'm hope. And I was talking to God about just things that are on my mind related to this faith move. I'm not just moving out of state. There's other things God is calling me to let go of. And I'm like, God, like, go easy, bro. But it's faith. And so today was the last day of this. And wouldn't you know, I get a check in the mail. Like, I'm like, okay, God. Like, it like literally, he told me to let go of this position I've had for a long time. It's been part of my security. And today I get a check in the mail. This is the last day. I didn't even remember that today was the last day. I thought it was tomorrow. So I get this message. I got to do the reports, all the things. So I came home. I did it. My mom says, hey, you got this letter, And I'm like, okay. So I go and grab it, open it up. And it's like, God being God again. You was obedient, daughter. I got you. I wasn't expecting this. It was more than, like, I just was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, he sent it on the last. Like, y'all don't understand how faithful he is. Y'all don't have a clue, because we don't allow God to show up for us, because we don't leave space. The only way that we see him the way I've been able to see him is if giving him space. What does that mean? I take a leap of faith. Y'all, family, this was a leap of faith. Can I tell you the day that it was the last day? And I forgot. I didn't remember that it was. I get this check in the mail. And I knew it was God saying, I got you. You follow me, you're obedient, I got you. That's why I tell you this, and I mean it with all my being. This walk with God is challenging, but it's the most rewarding journey I've ever been on. I feel like I have purpose. I feel like God is choosing me, a wretch like me. And I'm humbled by that. I'm humbled that he even thought of me to use. And today, like I said, letting go of something like this job, again, work full time, and I love the company, everything like that. And, God had called me to let things go, for something he's calling me to. And okay, God. Okay. And the last day, I didn't know it was the last day. I thought tomorrow was the last day. He knew. And a check was in the mail, waiting on me to come back. I say all that to say that some of us, we rob ourselves of an opportunity to live. Because when I tell you, when you walk with God, you living at the edge of your seat, you are. But I encourage you to be obedient, family. Don't allow your insecurities, don't allow your past experiences, don't allow trauma, don't allow anything to speak louder than the voice of God in your life. When I tell you my God is faithful, I don't mince words. He is. And he is real. And he will come through. There's been so many different things. Even the dreams, seeing them come to life, it's like, wow. How do you explain that without saying that there's a God? Like, how do you explain dreams? Like, how do you explain any of this? How do you explain this? You can't. The things that I've seen in my life in this time, I cannot explain by logic or reason. And I'm excited to see, and nervous and scared to see what he does with this move. But I know it's gonna be exceedingly abundantly. I know it. Above all that I can ever think or imagine. It's gonna be one thing after the another. Amos 9:13. Like it's gonna be all the things. But it's requiring something of me. To the world, is requiring an illogical act of faith. It's requiring me to leave a lot of things behind and move, not having all the answers, not knowing what's behind the corner or around the corner. Move anyway, because if God is calling me out, I'm going to be obedient. Because and I have to say this because this is very important. Obedience is not perfection. Obedience is God put something on your heart and you do it. Like that's obedience. I'm not perfect. I have faults. I do try to live a set apart life. I do try. I'm not perfect. I'm just not. But I do try. In these last couple of months, to people that are around me, it's extreme, the changes, but I'm still me. I'm still goofy. I'm still I'm still all the things. But it's cost me something. There's been a change in me I cannot explain. Doesn't mean I'm perfect though. I still got work to do. But there are times in every God is not calling you to sanctify yourself. He's calling you to be obedient to what he told you to do. And some of us be so focused on everything else because we don't want to focus on the one thing he told us to do. God's not giving you a new instruction. No. Run it back. Do what I've called you to do. Then I'll give you another instruction. God is a God of order, divine order. He's not going to go out of order for you. Oh, she not ready to do stair 2. So we going to give her stair 4 and 5 because I think 2 and 3 is going to be too. No, that's the have it your way Christianity that got a lot of us going to hell on this paved road that everybody can fit on. God is not to fit in our box. We fit in his box. He's not a genie in our bottle. That's just not who God is. And a lot of us are so consumed with putting God where we want him, and he don't move like that. If he don't get to be the number one, he'll be like, all right, good luck. Let me know when you're ready to do it my way. I'm still good, God. I love you, so there's certain things I will do, but there's a lot I won't. Those things are only accessed by obedience. And those steps of obedience are the determining factor of whether or not you're living or existing. Because I will guarantee you this. When God calls you into or out of things, you're living. Because he's going to make you face the things you fear. And yes, your heart is palpitating, all the things. Because again, he doesn't work within your comfort zone. He's going to make you face the things that you fear. Face it. Conquer it. Live. Live, family. Live. Don't allow these what-ifs keep you in a cage to where you can't reach purpose. That is what we're here to do. Your job is not what you're here to do. Your job is what you're paid to do. Your purpose is what you were created to do. Don't lose sight of purpose working your job. Don't lose sight of purpose running on this hamster wheel for $1. Don't lose sight of purpose. We have an assignment. And God is as gracious enough to give it to you. Steward that promise. Steward that assignment well. Don't allow fear to stop you. Not anymore. Fear, bye. Gotta go. You gotta get out the car. Too much baggage to take on this flight. So family, I hope this encouraged you. God is a redeemer. He is so faithful. But I did get to see this side of him until I started becoming obedient. I chose to live. And now I see God. I want you to see him too. So go ahead, family. Take that leap of faith. Be strong. This journey isn't for the weak. It really isn't. It really isn't. But it's worth it. Every millisecond. Every tear. Every piece of bloodshed. Every sacrifice. It's worth it. All of it. All right, family. Well, I know I've given you a lot tonight, and so I really look forward to hearing your comments below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know, where are you at? What journey is God taking you on? What is he calling you to? Let's support each other as God prompts us to do things, even if it might not be a move like mine. It might be little things, but let's be a community of faith that unapologetically supports each other, not tears each other down, not criticizes each other, but loves each other. and is there for each other. Because in this journey, you need community. It just is what it is. It's not easy to walk alone. I don't even think God called you to walk alone. Some of us want to be loners because of pain. But God is calling you out of the boat. It's time to let that go. It's time to move forward in purpose. It's time. So, I love you, family. I hope this episode did something for your spirit. And I will see you guys soon. Love y'all. And that's a wrap. If this episode spoke to you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube or leave a review wherever you're listening. Let's keep the convo going. Connect with me on all socials. Remember, real beauty starts with you being true to yourself. I love you, family, and I'll see you soon.